Alright there guys, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. Let's fire off some more Premier Draft at Dominaria, shall we? And as the days keep flowing by, my ranking has definitely dropped. So a lot of people are hitting Mythic rank. So, I mean, I got to savor the enjoyment of being ranked 7, Mythic. But unfortunately, that's not going to last. So, I mean, I had my fun, but I doubt I'm going to make it to top 10 anytime soon. Hopefully this time we can have a good draft, since some of the drafts I've been doing on Dominaria have been quite awkward and strange at times, and also not very good. There's that one draft where I did upload where I went white-black aggro, and somehow it managed to even get to 6 wins. Which, funny enough, I drafted better decks, and they've actually had worse results. And this is a set full of lots of removal, so usually even if you pack one, pick one to bomb, and a powerful card, there's a high likelihood that it won't survive. Okay, I guess no one wants to draft Dominaria. What's going on? I mean, this is the best one of the best limited sets of all time, correct? No one cares about Dominaria on Arena. That's very surprising. Okay, I guess I'll just surf the internet. Is there like no one filling the seats? I mean, this is 2 minutes already. It's only been 2 people. Oh, there you go. It must be the queue time for the software, for the system, I think, since sometimes it takes me like close to 2 minutes to search a game, and now it takes me up to 2 minutes to find 4 people that wants to draft in the pod. It's pretty absurd. Alright, just one more person, and then hopefully they'll hit the ready button and not troll us. Because I do want to get a good draft going. Okay, let's hit the ready button. Just gotta wait for the final 3. This has been over 3 minutes already. What's going on? This is one of the best limited formats of all time. Okay, hopefully this guy isn't the troll. Okay, alright, pack one, pick one. Dominaria draft, finally. What do we have? The fine pleasure of opening. A pretty bad rare. Let's avoid it. Untamed Kavu is pretty powerful if you can kick it. Not very amazing as a 2-mana 2/2, but if you can kick it as a 5 mana 5/5 vigilance and trample, it's quite powerful. There's Garna, but it is dual colored, and it's definitely not one of the stronger dual colored uncommons. Like, I would happily take a Slimefoot or Tatiova, pack one, pick one over like Blink of an Eye or Untamed Kavu, but definitely not Garna. Best common in this pack is probably just Blink of an Eye. So it's really between these two, Untamed Kavu and Blink of an Eye. Both colors are strong. Green is a strong color, blue is a strong color, but Untamed Kavu can be pretty nice if you can kick this on turn 5, since you know, a 5-mana 5/5 vigilance trample, it's quite strong. So don't mind starting with an Untamed Kavu, and yeah, green is a good color in this set. Let's take an Untamed Kavu and see where we end up. Evra, okay. I think Evra's okay. The problem is that she's just too expensive, and then sometimes her activated ability can be quite dangerous, since if the opponent has any instant speed, bounce, or removal spells against Evra, then you'll just be stuck at 4 life, and then the opponent can just steal the game out of nowhere. And even if you do get the pump effect and connect, I mean, eventually Evra will eventually will be Evera will be back at 4 power, so if you activate the ability again, you'll be back at 4 life. So she's pretty strong, I mean, but I don't think she's completely broken. And usually white, you want to be low to the curve. You want lots of 2 drops, 3 drops, not a 6 drop like Evera. Usually the expensive cards you want are flyers. Here I think I'm just going to take a Sapperling Migration as arguably the best green common in this set, along with Llanowar Elf. It just feels good for our first pick, and it's a pretty strong common. And it's the best common in this pack overall, so we'll take a Sapperling Migration. Okay, there's Grun the Lonely King, although there is On Sarah's Wings, which is quite powerful. I mean, there's also another Sapperling Migration, Academy Journey Mage. I mean, Grun is really good if we can kick him. But even without a kicker, you know, still a 6-mana 5/5 that can constantly get large every single time it attacks and force the opponent to chump block can be quite strong. I don't think we need to move our way to maybe pick up a white card or blue card just yet. And given that I already have a Sapperling Migration, I think I'll just take Grun the Lonely King. On Sarah's Wings is undoubtedly powerful, but we're not sure we're going to be in white yet. Grun is just a good card. A pretty strong curve topper in our green mid-rangey deck that we're planning to do. So, yeah, let's take a Grun the Lonely King. And we can now take a Llanowar Elves over Academy Journey Mage. Yeah, we definitely need the Llanowar Elves, especially if we're going to kick an Untamed Kavu, kick Sapperling Migration, or Grun the Lonely King. In the late game, we could use some sort of mana accelerant, and Llanowar Elves gets the job done. If Llanowar Elves was in this pack, I would maybe speculate on Academy Journey Mage. Bailoff Gorger is a good card, though, but I haven't been super impressed by it. But usually if you get down turn 4, it's a good blocker and attacker. But here, we'll just take a Llanowar Elves. That's a late Atlas, okay, but nowhere near our colors. Now we have an option between Deathland Thal and Gideon's Reproach. I don't think we're moving to Blue-Red Wizards anytime soon. There's also Academy Drake, which is quite nice. I guess if we end up in white-green, I don't want to miss out on a removal spell. So I guess I'll take Gideon's Reproach. If we do end up in white-black Sapperlings, though, I mean, I don't think I'll miss out on Deathland Thal too much, since you can always just pick up Sapperling Migrations later. And just having the removal spell, I think, is a much more important component. Although I do like Deathland Thal in the black-green Sapperlings plan, but we're not sure if we're going to be that route, so we'll take a Gideon's Reproach. I'll take a Mammoth Spider as a reasonable ground blocker in this set. And I guess I don't mind like a Memorial to Genius in case if I end up drafting blue, just as a decent land upgrade. So it becomes a spell in the late game, and given that we're looking to be kind of rampy in this deck, we don't mind having the Memorial to Genius to crack at 5 to draw 2. And then late Wild Onslaught. Okay, green is definitely open, so first pick Untamed Kavu paid off. Yeah, green looks open, so maybe, yeah, Wild Onslaught looks really good if we're looking to go wide with Sapperling Migrations and lots of creatures. Definitely gonna pick it up here. Happy to see that late in the pack. Don't really like Stronghold Confessor even in black-green. Guess if we end up in a red-green kicker deck, I don't want to miss out on a Bloodstone Goblin. Now I can maybe just take a charge, although we do have Wild Onslaught already. I don't think anything else here is playable. Take a charge in case we end up in the white-green tokens deck. So we really don't know what our second color is. We can be black, we can be red. So I'm quite happy with this draft so far, just keeping our options open. And if we end up in white-red, green-red, I'd probably just take the Befuddle here. Like, it's probably a more main deckable card. I don't really like Primordial Worm in this deck set. Gitu Lava Runner for the Wizards deck, but we're not really Wizards. Take a Befuddle. So here we have it. Nice 1-drop, nice 2-drop. This is going to be a 5-drop at the very least. And yeah, our deck is coming together quite nicely. Hopefully we can find some sort of a secondary color to pair with this. Maybe black-green Sapperlings, maybe white-green go wide with tokens, maybe a red-green kicker deck. We'll see. Or maybe we can just be some sort of a green-blue kicker deck that's looking to ramp out Drakes and Tatiova. But yeah, happy to first pick my Untamed Kavu, and sticking with green makes me quite happy with this draft so far. Take a Knight of New Benalia if we're going to be this white-green tokens deck as a mediocre 2-drop. And Charge is actively good in white-green, since you're looking to go very wide. Dark Bargain, pretty late, okay. Maybe white-black, we'll see. So we're in 5 colors, but our main color is green, so I don't really care. Okay, Karn goes into any deck. There's also another Untamed Kavu that I would be happy with. Other great cards, Quende, Shivan Fire, but it's between Karn and Untamed Kavu. I mean, Karn is just essentially drawing a card every single turn, right? Untamed Kavu is also pretty good in our deck, but I don't think I can pass up a Karn. Yeah, Karn is just game over if they don't answer it in like a single turn or two. Just a powerful bomb goes into any other deck, and it just draws a card every single turn essentially. We aren't going to be artifact based, I don't think, so the -2 ability won't be super relevant, but I mean, just come on, just drawing a card every turn. Let's take a Karn. Don't mind a Spore Swarm, although there is a Pegasus Courser. Spore Swarm is okay. Cloud Reef Sphinx is also really good 5-drop. It's really between these three cards, I think. Given that we were past the late Gideon's Reproach, I am kind of looking forward to maybe the Pegasus Courser. I think it's a lot more powerful than the Spore Swarm. Spore Swarm, I mean, I guess Spore Swarm is still good to Wild Onslaught. So maybe we can still pick a conservative option here, because there's no chance we could end up in white, black, or green, or blue, or anything. I mean, all these cards are good, but Spore Swarm is also, I guess, good. Especially with Wild Onslaught. Yeah, I'll take a Spore Swarm. Let's just stay open. And wow. What's going on? Do people not realize how good this card is? I guess we passed up an Untamed Kavu for Karn, and now we still got rewarded with another Untamed Kavu. Sure. This is a pretty busted card if you can kick it. It's Soul Salvage versus Deep Freeze versus Aven Sentry. So now what? I don't really have too many flyers, so Deep Freeze doesn't look that great. I didn't see any too amazing black cards, so Soul Salvage doesn't look great. I saw a couple of white cards, so yeah, Gideon's Reproach, Knight of New Benalia. If we're going to go to do the tokens deck, I guess I don't mind an Aven Sentry. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite us, but there's also nothing in green that I want here. Going to take a Fungal Infection. There's a Memorial Glory. There's an Ancient Animus, which surprisingly enough can be actually pretty decent in this deck with Grun, Mana Spider, Untamed Kavu at 5. But I don't think it's a good card. A lot of pros don't think it's great. Maybe I just take a Fungal Infection. Just to maybe move into black or something. I don't know. We'll just take a Fungal Infection. There's also Garna to consider. Well, this pack is pretty awkward. Now there's a Goblin Barrage, another Fungal Infection, and a Blink of an Eye. Doesn't seem to be making any sense. Okay, so which one do I prefer? Didn't see too many amazing red cards, but it's really just between these two. I don't know. I guess maybe blue could be open. We'll just take a Blink of an Eye. Yeah, sure. And there's a Tetsuko. There's also another Gideon's Reproach. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Gideon's Reproach is pretty good. I mean, I guess Tetsuko can be pretty good with the 1/1 Sapperling tokens as well. So if we end up in blue-green, will I miss out on the Tetsuko? It's pretty good as Sapperlings, and we already have a Gideon's Reproach, and we don't know if we're going to be drafting white or blue, but Tetsuko seems fine. And I guess I'll take a Memorial in case we still end up in white. There's a late Fire Intervention, okay. Guess I'll take the Fire Intervention. And there's a second one, but there's another Aven Sentry. Though we do have an Aven Sentry already. But we have a bunch of 5s already as well. Guess I can take a Run Amok in case if I end up in red-green. These are all speculative picks. I guess there's a Keldon Raider, so maybe red is open. It seems pretty open. Now a second Run Amok. Place a Keldon Raider. Yeah, maybe red is just open. Maybe just move into red-green. I don't know. Even a late Keldon Overseer, so we'll see. This is pretty good in black-green Sapperlings. There's another Sapling Migration, but there's another Land War Elf. I don't really think we're looking to go too wide with the Sapling Migration, and maybe the second Land War Elves is just better for a deck since we're looking forward to kicking the Untamed Kavu, ramping out to Grun, getting to Karn on turn 4. It's just so good. Let's just take a Land War Elves. Other great cards include Seal Away, Torgar for the black-green Sapperlings deck, of course the Sapling Migration, but Land War Elves is quite good here. I guess there's a Shauna now. There's a third Land War Elves, but I think 3 is overkill. Yeah, Shauna is a sign that maybe white-green is open. And we do have a pretty good setup for a white-green deck already, so I'll take a Shauna. And Song of Freyalise, pretty powerful. There's also another Sapling Migration, but Song is just too good. We'll take a Song. So yeah, it seems like we're going to be in white-green, I think, from the looks of it. I guess we missed out on the Gideon's Reproach, so what? We'll see. I don't think we need a third land where Elves 2 is usually enough on turn 1. Since it does get awkward if you're going to be running 17 lands. You don't want to flood out too badly. Okay, there's another blink of an eye. Maybe I just take the Banish and Honor Guard. Like, I didn't see any amazing blue. This is getting late in the pack. And I mean, the theme of our deck is just to be aggressive, right, and go wide. So I don't really think I mean, we could also be a ramp deck, but with Song of Freyalise and Wild Onslaught, and now Shauna, I think it's fine committing to white here. Yeah, we'll just move him to white. Even we got a Sergeant at Arms on turn 3 that we can kick later to help us go wide, and we don't have any 3-drops, so we'll take a Sergeant at Arms. I think we're moving to white this time. Could actually take an Ancient Animus or just a filler 3-drop. We don't have much removal. I actually don't mind Ancient Animus in this deck. It's only good with a couple of cards we have, but it's still a removal spell, and we don't currently have too much. So we did miss out on Gideon's Reproach. So hopefully this Ancient Animus can do well in this deck. And I guess I'll take a second one. I don't really want a Juggernaut. Maybe we just need to rely on these Ancient Animuses to fight for us. Don't know what we missed out on. Maybe we missed out on another Aven Sentry. We missed out on a... Well, we got one anyways, okay. But we have a huge gap at 3. That's the only problem with this deck. So hopefully we pick up another Sergeant at Arms later. Missed on a Gideon's Reproach as well, a second one. A Pegasus Courser, I guess we missed out on that one as well, but we took a Spore Swarm over it. Which I'm not sure if that's correct, but it's pretty nice. It's nice synergy with Shauna. Ooh, Call of Cavalry, nice. We'll take that one. And do I really want a Landwehr Scout? Probably not. We'll see. I mean, yeah, it sucks. I mean, sure, we might be going wide, but maybe we're just looking to ramp in this deck as well, like turn 1 Landwehr Elves into our 4-drop. So maybe we're fine just missing on the 3-drop department at the very least, and not having a lot of 2s that we'd like. Do I go with 17 lands or 16? Okay, missed on the Pegasus Courser. Feels bad, but we got Spore Swarm, which is still fine. We want to stay open, stay conservative, and sometimes you just don't get everything. I guess if we can run 16 lands with maybe like a Landwehr Scout. I don't know. Let's see here. This is a 5-drop. I guess we have a bunch of 4s. So maybe we still want 17 lands here. The only problem with this deck, though, however, is just there are just not too many ways to prevent flood. Like, there's really not a lot of card draw going on. So I might have to ditch a land here. We are slightly favoring green, but we are kind of even split. So maybe I can just ditch a land, maybe just throw in the Landwehr Scout and go 16 lands. So this is going to be kicked at 5. We could kick this or not. Even then, I mean, this is a 9-drop to kick, so maybe we aren't going to kick it in an aggressive white-green go wide deck. This is a kicker card at 8. This can be kicked on turn 6, I guess. Guess this can also be kicked on turn 6. Maybe we just want 17 lands in this deck anyways, like... But with double Landwehr Elves, it is questionable. I hate to say it. Maybe we just go 16. Yeah, we'll try this out. And it seems like we're more rampy than going wide, but it's almost like going wide. Yeah, we'll go 16 lands. I mean, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. Like, I just hate having double land war elves in 17 lands sometimes because it is prone to flood. But I guess we have the Untamed Kavus that we want to kick anyways, and some of these expensive cards. So if we're not going to, I guess we can just cut the Land of War Envoy and just put in and go 17 lands. I really don't want to flood in this deck. Like, it feels really bad if we end up flooding. I guess Karn is a card draw engine that we can utilize. Okay, sure. We'll go 6 to 17 lands with this. 9-8 seems good. Hopefully the flood doesn't come back to bite us. But either way, the Land War Scout isn't a great card, so maybe having a land is actually better than a Land War Scout, because a Land War Scout is actually essentially just maybe even worse than a land. It's a fine ground blocker on 2, but who cares? Overall, pretty happy with this draft. Managed to get really rewarded for staying in green, and then seeing that Shauna being passed to us was a sign that white-green was open, and didn't see any Tatiovas or anything. Saw a couple blue cards, but again, they weren't like very exciting. I mean, they were good cards, but we didn't see any signpost blue-green uncommons. We didn't see any signpost red-green kicker cards, so Shauna was a really nice reward. Okay, well, I mean, we have 2 drops. I mean, I don't mind this hand. A single green give us access to Land War Elves, so we'll risk it. Especially on the play. I'll lead with a Knight, and maybe if he stumbles on a land drop or doesn't have Fungal Infection, we can be fine. Well, there's our green source. I think I'll lead with a Knight. If there's a slight pause, it means Sheevan Fire. If not, then we're good. Sapling Migration. Okay, there we go. Ooh, Shauna. Shauna's quite good, but I think we just want to get out the mana creature, the mana dork. Next turn we can play out Shauna or Call the Cavalry, and this 2/2 can maybe attack into this. Okay, more saplings. Okay. Guess I don't mind just attacking for 2 here, trading it off. I have enough creatures. I'm fine trading off 2 fungus spores for this just to lower the amount of stuff that he has. Okay, so more lands will definitely punish us here. Baylock Forger, okay. Right, there's a Wild Onslaught, okay. Let's just play the Shauna first, I think. And we also have Wild Onslaught to save it from a potential 5 damage removal spell. I do want to kick the Wild Onslaught though, so I do need to wait till for 2 more lands, since I don't think Shauna is going to be amazing unless we can kick the Wild Onslaught. I'll happily kick a Sapling Migration token though, and I guess now I can attack with Shauna, given that she's a 9/9 now, so this seems pretty good. And I guess I'll be happy using the Wild Onslaught next turn, even without kicker, since I have a bunch of Sapling tokens. Okay, but the opponent is just going to make even more Saplings. I actually don't mind him putting a bunch of stuff onto Shauna. I guess I can also just kick this Sergeant at Arms. You never know. He could just block with all. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I use a Wild Onslaught and he blocks with all, then he's going to be in trouble. So I think we go for it. And if he wants to put everything in front of this, I'll happily I'll happily use Wild Onslaught. We'll just keep kicking. Yeah, white-green going wide, paying off here. And I guess we can go for an all-out attack eventually and just play the Wild Onslaught. Ooh, even charge. I guess we just go for it now. Yeah, let's just go for it. We don't have time for this. We are not cowards. We are not cowards. We are not cowards. I guess this isn't ramping. This is actually just going wide. Okay, let's name the deck into white green go wide. Selesnya go wide. It's not a ramp deck. Never mind. I'm sorry. I got a little bit too excited there with the charge and the wild onslaught. I think this is a more fitting title. Yeah, we're not playing this. I mean, there's a land war scout. We could consider over a dub, but maybe dub is just better. 12 creatures. I guess that's 13 with Call to Cavalry, 14 with Spore Swarm, 15 with Sapling Migration. So we have 15 creatures in this deck, essentially. I don't like the dub that much because it's kind of an all-in strategy. So maybe I could consider. Nah. Land War Scout's just really bad. What am I talking about? What am I even talking about? This is just a Selesnya go wide deck. Land War Elf, not bad. Let's lead with it, and then maybe we can play out Sergeant at Arms. I mean, do I need to play out the Sergeant? I'd rather kick the Sergeant just to go wide with the Wild Onslaught. So maybe I can hold it off on it and just play the tap land. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Let's just play the tap land, pass. Then we can lead with like an Aven Sentry and then play out kick Untamed Kavu and then kick the Sergeant at Arms eventually. Just want to, okay, Pegasus Courser, fine card. Ooh, we have all the lands, so just want to kick my spells, kick everything, do a huge wall onslaught attack, win the game. Do need to be careful of Gideon's Reproach, so if he... Okay, he's not going to attack anything here, so we can get him for 3. That's fine. Ooh, Karn? Yeah, I think that's a little bit too ambitious. I think we just want to play out the 5-drop here. Yeah, we'll just play out the 5-drop, since it's a pretty reasonable ground attacker. And it does make it really difficult for his Dominant Trapper to block. Shalai is pretty good. Guess I'll just tap my stuff down and attack. Okay, so opponent's planning to race me. Ooh, dub. Dub is not bad. I can just dub and Sergeant at Arms. Maybe I can get him for a huge attack. Alternatively, I can just play out the Sergeant at Arms and kind of go wide here. So if I dub, I can get him for 10 down to 7. That's a lot of damage. But maybe I'm just happy going wide with since the Wild Onslaught can be quite powerful. On Sarah's Wings would be quite bad here. Another Pegasus Courser, sure. Gideon's Reproach against Shalai, that's actually not bad. Guess I can dub here, but which one do I want to dub? That's the only good question. Maybe the Aven Sentry. I mean, obviously he could just bounce the Aven Sentry. I guess maybe I can dub the Sergeant at Arms. Yeah, maybe we just dub the Sergeant at Arms. Since if he bounces the Sergeant at Arms, I can just replay him. So this isn't bad. Guess I'll kill a Dominaria Trapper. Yeah, we'll let damage happen like this. He could have like a trick here. I mean, he's keeping up mana pretty aggressively, so I don't mind killing the Trapper. And okay, that sucks. We'll just let it happen. Well, at least it wasn't the Flyer, but that sucks. Got 2 for 1 there, but at least I 2 for 1 the opponent by sending in the Kavu. And now if he attacks with Shalai, I'm happy just getting his reproaching it, which he probably has it lined up for. Guess I can Karn.
Let us be well chosen.
Guess I can just get an attack for 3. Yeah, I don't mind just getting in for 3. He probably knows I have a Gideon's Reproach, but I'm going for it. We can chump with a 1/1. Try to Gideon's Reproach Shalai, of course. Opponent's attacking face. Okay, this is something new. I guess he's going to swing the turtle. He's not going to attack my Planeswalker. Okay, not sure about this, but we'll go for the Shalai here. Probably has something. Okay, Shalai's dead, so I'll be taking 5. And then hopefully Wild Onslaught can help me steal the deal. Not sure why he didn't go for the Karn. Another Cold Water Snapper. Okay, so let's see. So if we kick the Wild Onslaught, what will happen? This is going to get in for 5. He blocks 1. So it's essentially lethal. 5. Yeah, it's essentially lethal. So I actually... no, it won't be because 5... Yeah, it's not going to be lethal. So I think we're fine just plussing Karn here. And then maybe setting up some sort of a Spore Swarm. I guess I can Ancient Animus here. Yeah, we'll just Ancient Animus the 1/3. Because I don't want to take a million damage, we'll move the attacks. Attacking with the Aven Sentry, Spore Swarm, end of turn. I think we got this game. I'm fine chumping 1 if he attacks the Cold Water Snapper. Attacking for 4, I guess I'll take it. I mean, I don't think he has any pump tricks in white blue that can punish me for this. And I guess we just go for it, right? And kick the Wild Onslaught. I can also just play it safe. So if I attack with all, let's say he has a counterspell, it's still lethal. I mean, if he has counterspell and Gideon's Reproach, then this is going to be troubling. So I guess I'll just plus with Karn first. And if I get a land, I can also just play out a Land of War Elf. Okay, so yeah, so I guess I can always just play out the Land of War Elf first. So this kind of gives me some insurance. So let's say he has Gideon's Reproach, and he also has Counterspell. I mean, I guess it's still lethal, so I guess we just go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I can't attack with the Land War Elf, so I had to keep it back. So we'll just attack with the 1/1s. I think we just go for it here. Trickster. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, it's game over here. Alright, yep. Wild Onslaught to the rescue. Imagine Song of Freyalise. I was happy to replace the dub with another Sergeant at Arms in this deck. Or some sort of a token generator, like another Sapling Migration. Definitely need to rewatch this video in order to know what I passed up. I think I passed up like 2 Sapling Migrations in this deck, but I think, yeah, I took a Grunt over one, but I mean, Grunt is good. Okay, Land War Elves. Ooh, Karn on turn 4. Yeah, count me in. Let's do it. I think I'm fine leading with a Knight of Benalia first. Okay, opponent's also looking to ramp. Let's return the favor. And then maybe we can ramp out Karn next turn and start drawing cards off of Karn. And then the more lands we get, the more we can just kick our Sapling Migrations. Like seeing a tap land. Okay, pretty good. Yeah, we'll just play out the Knight. There's no need to play out the Sapling Migration here. Like, we can kick it on turn 6, which is usually better anyways. Okay, Baloth Gorger. Guess I don't mind just double blocking. Karn will survive. I mean, I guess I'll just take 4, and then Karn can just plus and just draw some cards. I mean, I get a land anyway, so that's fine. Even if Karn dies, I get a land out of it. It's not the end of the world. Next turn we can kick the Sapling Migrations. We can keep plussing with Karn. Life is good. Actually, we can't. It's only 5 mana. Okay, maybe we can't kick it, so hopefully Karn can find us something good. I mean, at least we thin out a land pocket with Karn. Okay, sure. I guess we're forced to maybe cast a Knight of New Benalia, allow Karn to take 4. And I guess we might have to just play out our Sapling tokens here. Yeah, I can just create an artifact. Like a 1/1 artifact. Yeah, it doesn't seem great, so let's just keep plussing. He's just going to give me a bunch of lands. Okay, makes sense. Let's play out the Knight. I do want to kick the Sapling Migration, but I might have to just use it to chump. Like, how invested are we in Karn? Not really. Like, it's highly likely that it's gonna die, so I'd rather just kick the Sapling Migration, I think. Alternatively, if I play out the Sapling Migration now, Yeah, we'll just let Karn die. I don't really want to play out anything. We lost an Aven Sentry. Okay, so what? And I'm happy trading a Knight for the Academy Journey Mage here. Yeah, Karn can die. I really want to kick this Sapling Migration. And this trade is pretty good because I'm trading up. But the opponent has more scary stuff to kick. Well, that's just a grow, but he probably has more stuff. That's pretty scary for me. Okay, Tempest Djinn is quite scary. There's a Shauna. Okay, so happy that I held on to the Sapling Migration, since now I can kick these Sapling Migrations and then have a giant Shauna. Alternatively, I can just... I think I had to chump the 4-power creature. It's too much damage. Yeah, let's chump one, and then hopefully Shauna can help us stabilize on the ground, and maybe we can find an answer to this Tempest Djinn, like a Gideon's Reproach, hopefully. Ooh, Baloth Gorger. Alright, so we're not out of the woodworks yet, but there is a Grun. How much does it take to kick Grun? 9 mana, I believe, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So 2 more turns. That's going to take a long time. But I'll play out Shauna here, since it can at least hold off the 4/4. We might have to just kick this Grun to win the game, or we do need to top deck like maybe like a Bungle, like some sort of token matters card. Like drawing a land now is not acceptable, because I mean I just use Karn to just bottom just bottom 2 lands, I think. But this Djinn is definitely getting out of hand if he keeps playing out these islands. Alternatively, I could just offer to trade with Shauna and the tokens, which I actually don't hate, because you know, this is a lot of damage. I guess one more chump isn't bad. We'll chump one more time. Okay, there's an Ancient Animus, pretty good for us. Guess I can just play out Grun and use Ancient Animus. Maybe that's just better. Can't kick it, but that's fine. And if he attacks with this... Oops, yeah, oops. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, I messed this game up. Oh my god. Yeah, I messed this game up. I thought he would survive. No, he wouldn't survive. But then I don't want to take 9 in the air, so I guess I'm forced to chump now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I messed this game up pretty badly. Hopefully I can maybe find a Spore Swarm off the top to grow Shauna, but I'm chumping the Baloth Gorger, obviously, and taking 4 from this Baloth Gorger. That was a pretty nasty 2-for-1 I did to myself. But then again, I don't really want to take a million damage from a Tempest Djinn. Okay, I guess she's dead. I mean, there's a Deep Freeze or some sort of blink of an eye, I guess. Okay. I mean, I guess she's not dead, but I'm not in a good spot. Need to find something good off the top, maybe a Spore Swarm to hold off this Baloth Gorger. Ancient Animus, not really what I need. Guess we might as well use Ancient Animus to fight to put a counter onto Shauna. Siste's Legacy. And then maybe we can offer a trade and chump block to 7/7. I don't know how we're going to win this. Maybe we just chump both. No. That was a pretty difficult matchup. I wish he didn't kill Karn. We would have won with Karn definitely, but those 7/7 Baloth Gorgers really and the Tempest Djinn really got us there. So okay, next match. I guess I 2-for-1 myself too with the Grun, but I think I had to play the Grun. I don't think there was any way out of that, because if I kicked the Grun, I wouldn't have survived the 2-turn clock with the Tempest Djinn. So, yeah, I was forced to fight with it, I think. But maybe I should have just fought with the Shauna instead. And maybe the Grun could have maybe double blocked the the 7/7 at least. So yeah, Land War Elves is definitely very scary in this set. There's just so many powerful kicker cards. Okay, I mean, it's not great. We're on the play. Do I risk this hand? It's not a very good hand. It's pretty sad. I think we'll mulligan. Okay, Land War Elves is acceptable. Guess we'll keep this. Do I have to bomb the Ancient Animus? I mean, I might need a removal spell, so I guess it's fine to get greedy here. Because Ancient Animus is pretty good with Shauna. And then we can play Shauna and just go into Sapling Migration. Or we can play Sapling Migration first to pump Shauna. Yeah, I guess this plays around I guess I'll just leave a knight instead, maybe. Doesn't really matter. It might... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Let's play out this Sapling Migration. I do want to kick this, but I think it's a little bit too greedy this early on. So if we get a land next turn, we can play Shauna and Knight of Dominaria, and we can also use Shauna to fight if we get a land. So if he plays something scary, we can just put a counter onto Shauna and fight something off. If he attacks, that's fine. I'll just swing back. Maybe play out the Knight instead, and then play out Shauna as the final card. Could also have Syncopate up. I guess we can pay for Syncopate for 1. Arcane Flight, okay, that's a little bit ambitious there. Wow, that's really ambitious. Yeah, that's a little bit too ambitious. I guess it's fine to play out Shauna now, since he doesn't have mana up for Counterspell, and she's a 4/4. And I can fight the Kitu Lava Runner next turn if I need to. Does he maybe a Deep Freeze here? Yeah, that would suck. I don't want Shauna to get Deep Freezed. I guess, I mean, yeah, she loses all abilities, so she's just going to be a 0/4 wall. Maybe has a Blink of an Eye. Allies? I'm happy fighting Allies. Any day now. I'm so happy fighting Allies. Oh, please, just give me Allies here. Give me Allies. Yeah, Allies, I mean. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. Thank you for tapping out. Thank you for tapping out so much. Yeah, let's get in there. Missing my land drop, but hey, we're still ahead. We have a 5/5. He needs to have Blink of an Eye or some sort of way to deal with this. A Frenzied Raise? Wow, he's really going all in with this attack. I don't know if it's worth it here. I guess he could have like some sort of rescue, or I guess I'll play my 4-drop first. And if he gets syncopated, then I can attack with Shauna. Is there a trick? I guess he could have some sort of the one mana fight trick that gives it first strike, and then he can yeah, we'll stay back. I think he has a 1-mana fight trick here with the Gitu Lava Runner. It's a little bit too suspicious. And we're ahead in board, so we're good. And then he can gain 2 power. Okay, so just a bunch of janky cards. So next turn I could just attack with Shana by playing out the Knight of Dominaria, and even if he has that first strike trick. Okay, Karn. Karn's pretty good. I guess he's gonna be 6 power with first strike, so I guess I'll just play out Karn here. And if he counters it, then I'll just attack with Shana, which it's fine. Okay, he has a trick here.
Evil must not be tolerated. Are you certain of your decision?
The question is, do I attack with a 6/6? The Fervent Strike would suck here. Like I'm imagining he has a Fervent Strike, so I'm not gonna attack. I'm just gonna pass. Blink of an Eye would suck too. I mean, can I really play around this? I'm playing around Fervent Strike at this point because I think he has it. I think that's the only way he can deal with Shana, and I think that's the only reason why he's doing playing weird like this. Next turn we can play the call and then grow the Shana, and then we can start attacking. I can also just minus for the wild onslaught too. I don't know if he's bluffing. Well, there's a song of Freyalise. Lands are good. Yeah, I guess we just play out the song and see what happens. I guess we can play 4-drop and 2-drop, or just play out the Mana Spire, but this has Menace. So I guess we just want to play out a bunch of stuff. He's forced to chump here. I can also just minus for the Wild Onslaught next turn as well. Wondering why he's not blinking Shana. I guess he's just doing this to maybe trade for Shana. Yeah, we need to kill the Gitu Lava Runner here. I think blinking Shana was more correct. I don't understand blinking the Aven Sentry. Unless he has a board wipe, but there's really no board wipe in red, blue. Maybe like there's a kick fight with fire, but yeah, he's not winning this. Okay, so currently 3-1. Let's keep playing. Okay, well, it seems okay. Like if we can get to turn 4, yeah, we have Gideon's Reproach to protect Karn. I think we're gonna risk it here. I do like Land War Elves on turn 1, obviously, but we're not always lucky enough to get on turn 1. So the white-green go wide deck, this time with Sarah Disciple. Okay, okay, let's just play out the migration. Maybe Karn is more of a late game card. Don't know if I want to use it right away. Opponent stays back, obviously, because it has first strike. And this might be a proper time to play out Karn. I can Gideon's Reproach here. Do I want to? No, not really. It doesn't seem like a good Gideon's Reproach target. If he passes a turn, okay, call the cavalry. Some more junk. Ooh, Untamed Kabu, we can kick on 5. I guess I don't mind playing out the Sentry. We just need to set up our defenses. There's really no need for us to play out Karn just yet. We can double block one of the Knight tokens. Maybe kick an Untamed Kavu, and that can help play defense for the time being. And then we can leverage Karn as card advantage and hopefully win the game. On Sarah's Wings, okay, that's a scary card. Okay, I guess we're not blocking that for sure. It's back to 2-2. Ancient Amos doesn't accomplish anything. I guess I don't mind just kicking the Untamed Kavu. And then, like, hopefully we can set up Shauna and fight off the 2-2 with On Sarah's Wings next turn. We can always attack and retry something. We can use Ancient Amos to fight. It's not a bad idea. Icy Manipulator, okay. He doesn't have lands for that. He can't attack for 3, which is quite annoying, so... yeah, I think we have to fight it off, otherwise it's going to be spell trouble for us, so let's play out Shauna. Guess Shauna's just going to grow anyways. So, yeah, we might as well use the Untamed Kavu to fight. Back to 20 life, okay. So took out the On Sarah's Wings, makes me happy. Shalai, that's pretty scary. I don't mind attacking the Shalai and just using Gideon's Reproach, but I think he's going to suspect it. But I think we just have to attack anyways, and hope for the best. I'm actually hoping he blocks here. Your Shalai can be really scary, okay. Now we can just play the Knight of Dominaria, play more stuff, attack more. So 2 bombs already, Shalai and On Sarah's Wings. We only have Shauna as kind of a bomb, okay. This could just halt our progress for the time being. So I could just play out Karn and just attack with the Untamed Kavu. Yeah, let's play out Karn. I think it's fine. I can just minus Karn here to just make some dudes.
I have faced worse than the likes of you.
Will that accomplish anything? It's just going to become a 1-1. Let's just plus here.
You may regret that choice.
I can also offer trading with Barn, but I don't think it's worth it. Let's just move to attacks. Karn can take a beating, but we can still keep drawing cards off of it. Mammoth Spider as a reasonable ground blocker. Still can't attack into Karn. Guess we'll just keep plussing it.
A curious choice.
He could have Urza's Ruinous Blast, but I guess Shauna will survive that at least, and Karn can at least still just generate cards, okay? Okay, so he's looking to go wide. Just need to deal with this 3-4. Eventually Karn will find me something, and then I can minus and get it.
Good choice.
Obviously he wants to give me the land, okay. I'm waiting for my wild onslaught here or something. Yeah, let's just play out the Mammoth Spider. I guess I'd rather kill 2 of his creatures here instead of the Baird. Like, if I kill Baird, what happens? Guess I don't have to pay a tax, but I have enough mana to pay for an attack anyways. So yeah, maybe we just kill both of these tokens. I think I'm fine with that. Reasonable exchange. There's a Grun. Okay, I guess we can just kick a Grun. Let's plus here. None of these cards I really want from exile.
An excellent choice.
You're just gonna give me a Land War Elf, I guess. He needs to keep out the Ice Manipulator for Grun, okay. I mean, I have more threats, so that's fine. That was his final removal spell. He can tap down Grun, he can tap down the Untamed Kavu. I can just keep using Karn to find my creatures, get more creatures. I guess I guess he doesn't own a silver counter since I was thinking I could have gotten back Shauna, but opponent has his own Grun, but he can't kick it. Don't want a minus here, not really. Let's just keep plussing.
Well chosen.
Okay, Song. He's gonna take away my Song, obviously. And we just want to kill a token so he doesn't have more blockers, so this is fine. Opponent still passes. Okay, I guess I can dub the Aven Sentry now and attack with Grun. Guess I'll just minus here and get my Song of Freyalise.
Nothing is ever truly lost.
Alright, yeah, might manage to grind the opponent out. Karn to the rescue. It's funny how we only gained 1 rank from that match. So I guess it's still early in the month. And we just managed to get the Mythic early, so... Can't always be number 1, unfortunately. Or top 10. But we're doing good. This draft is really fun. I like this deck a lot. Let's keep playing. 4-1. Good results. And we can fire off more Dominaria drafts. Opening hand, not amazing. I guess this is a dub hand. I mean, I have to keep, right, because I'm on the play. So we just gotta have to get lucky that the opponent doesn't kill our Knight of New Benalia with a dub, which, you know, obviously is going to happen since this is Dominaria. Everyone's always playing removal spells. And even then, this is not even going to survive a Gideon's Reproach. So it's still not very good, but I guess it's a turn 3 play. Okay, I guess we can attack past the Sarah Disciple now to dub, so I guess we just go for it here. I mean, how else are we supposed to win? Blink of an Eye will punish us, Gideon's Reproach will punish us, but he does need to keep up mana. And if he does keep up mana for Gideon's Reproach, then we can maybe play out the Aven Sentry to bait out like a counter spell, and then we can attack back. Blink of an Eye, maybe... I can imagine a Blink of an Eye coming down. But we're going to get him for 5 damage return if the opponent doesn't have anything. And this is first strike, so this is good. This is very good for us. Song. Do I play out a Song? No, if I play out Song, I guess I can't play out Aven Eternal, so I guess I just want to play out the Aven Eternal, put more flyers onto the battlefield. Just beat the opponent down. Next turn we can play out Song of Freyalise and have Wild Onslaught open, unless we're tapping our creatures. So we might just set up a Song of Freyalise and do nothing and pass. One has his own Aven Sentry. So it still can't block the first striker since this is not enough toughness. I don't really want to trade my own Aven Sentry for his Aven Sentry since I want to set up for the Song of Freyalise. So I guess we're just going to set up the Song here. And we can still use Wild Onslaught eventually, so let's just attack with the Knight of New Benalia. Maybe force a chump with the Sarah Disciple. Fine with me, he's losing a creature. Eventually this Song will just end the game. And hopefully we can get a creature next turn as well. Could see a Blessed Light on the Knight of New Benalia, and then I'm going to have a pretty sad Aven Eternal. If I don't get a creature next turn, this is going to be a pretty sad Song of Freyalise. Okay, that's not bad. I actually don't mind him. I guess I might as well tap for mana, why not? I guess there's no damage-based removal in white or blue, just freeze effects and exile, so it's not that bad. I mean, this isn't going to give him first strike. Okay, so do I want Wild Onslaught here? Not really. We'll save it still. I guess... Yeah, we can still first strike all this stuff away. Never mind, actually. Huh. I guess we can use Wild Onslaught next turn. Okay, he's attacking, so that's a good sign. Well, this is a pretty sad Song of Freyalise if this dies. But I think I'm getting in there. This only gives first strike when he's attacking. So maybe he's forced to chump, which I'm happy with. He's just throwing creatures away. And if he had a removal spell, I think he would have used it. So he needs to top deck a removal spell right here. Yeah, this is a pretty sad Song of Freyalise. Just drew a bunch of lands. 4 spells this whole entire game. Juggernaut's fine. I don't care about Juggernaut. Sure. I don't think he can kill us fast enough. This song is going to unload. We have Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible, so he's forced to chump here. Otherwise, he's just dead. And I might as well just use Wild Onslaught, I think. Does it change anything? Not really. And he's forced to chump pretty hard here. He would need a legendary into Urza's Ruinous Blast to win, I think. Sure. I mean, it was giving him trouble so far. And now we can maybe kick the Wild Onslaught. I mean, he's equipping this, so... Guess kicking the Wild Onslaught is game over, since the Trample here will be 7. He takes 4. So he can't afford to attack the Aven Sentry. He needs to block. He needs to keep with the 3/2 as a blocker. Let's say we attack with all. He blocks. I think it's game over. Like, it's not first strike, so I think we're good. This is just game over, I think. I guess we don't even need to kick the Wild Onslaught. We can just cast it. I guess we don't have enough mana to kick it anyways. Yeah, he's just dead. Alright, Dub saved us. We kept 2 planes. I mean, we drew like 5 spells that whole entire game, which is quite absurd. I don't think we should have won that against a better opponent. But the opponent doesn't seem... the opponent that we were playing against right now didn't seem to have any amazing cards. He's playing a Juggernaut, for heaven's sakes, which, you know, trades down and is forced to attack every turn. Okay, so currently 5-1. Let's keep this Selesnya go wide train going. Sometimes you just dub up a 3-1 and you just hit in for 5 and you just win the game. It's like Frenzied Rage. Sometimes you just main deck a Frenzied Rage and your creature's just all a menace and you just kill the opponent outright if they don't have enough remove or bounce. Opening hand. Pretty good opening hand. I don't hate this. No Llanowar Elf, unfortunately, but still very keepable. I think I'll keep this. We can leave a Banalish Honor Guard. Maybe we can Spore Swarm or Sapling Migration. Guess we can Spore Swarm. We can maybe save this to kick on turn 6, and that's pretty nice. Or we can just cast it. Like, it's not wrong casting it, is it? I don't really want to double block a Bloodstone Goblin. You could have Run Amok here, because that's what Red-Green does. Let's bait out the Run Amok. It's bound to happen. Okay, no Run Amok. If he just passes a turn, then I'm not going to do anything. Yavi my Sapper, okay. Do I really want Gideon's Reproach and Yavi my Sapper? I honestly don't think Sapper Migration is going to do much, but I mean, I guess I can trade off for a 1/1 token, so it's not that bad. I'd prefer to kick it, of course, who doesn't, but I think we'd still need some early defense early on, in case something happens. And then maybe we can Spore Swarm and ambush end of turn or something, or play out Karn. I mean, Karn will be pretty difficult for him to race. I'm happy if he uses a Run Amok. I think he has a Run Amok. Like, this is a little bit strange. A little bit suspicious holding up all this mana. Passes the turn. Do I just play out Karn? Karn is a good time. It's a good time to cast Karn, right? If he has Run Amok or Shock, then Karn will just die, which I don't want. So maybe we can just attack for 1. And then we can maybe play out Spore Swarm and then play out Karn next turn. Or now, I mean, the loyalty can tick up, and that's quite nice. And it can also fetch us a land for the Untamed Kavu. Yeah, let's just go for it. I think I'll just go for it now. And hopefully it just gives me a land. I want lands.
I will fight for my friends. Are you certain of your decision?
Maybe I should have kept the 1/1 as a blocker, but okay. At least I'm thinning out my deck. He's obviously not going to give me the Grunt here. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked. I don't know. Maybe if I blocked, because he could have like Shock and then into like oh, I guess he gave me Grunt. Okay, I guess he doesn't want me to play the 3-drop. Makes sense. Hopefully he doesn't have any like. I guess he can use the okay. No Shock, please. He could have like the whatchamacallit. I forgot the Run Amok. Okay, no Run Amok, so Karn is still alive, so Blessing of Karn wasn't that bad. So we can play out land. I can plus Karn, or minus. Is Karn gonna die next turn? We can flash in a Spore Swarm and do some blocks. Alternatively, I can kick the Untamed Kavu, but he could just have a removal spell for that. I'm risking it here. I mean, this is still drawing cards.
The choices we make reveal.
I still get one. I mean, Sean and Aven Sentry are really good. Yeah, we'll just pass here and Spore Swarm him. And maybe we can put 2 Sapperlings in front of Yavi my Sapper. I mean, he could have removal. I could just jump here instead. I guess I don't mind using Gideon's Reproach on the 2/2 and then using the 1/1 to block the 3/1. Okay, so Run Amok would suck, but who cares? I think I'm willing to block like this. Probably Run Amok here. No Run Amok? Okay, so now I can get back Shauna. This is really nice. If I top deck a land, I guess I can also just kick the Sergeant Arms. Ooh, a land? Okay. I can play out Grunt, or I can just minus Karn. Do I really want to miss out on Shauna here? Sisei's Legacy. Guess I'd rather just,
The time has come.
Shauna's really good. She's like a win condition. But if we don't have Shauna, what do we play here? I guess Sergeant Arms is not that bad either. But I think Shauna is just better for us, right? Yeah, Shauna is just better in the long run. I can still chump the 3/5 and put the 5/5 in front of the 2/2. So that's not bad. And I'm just leveraging card advantage while Karn is in the battlefield. So that's good for me. So he doesn't have run amok, otherwise I think he would have used it. Could see a fire intervention here. Fight with fire, okay. So I could chump here, or I could just let Karn die. Like, let's say if I chomp, what happens? Karn will be up to 2. He's still threatening to die. Maybe, and if I exile the card of Karn, okay, so he's just gonna go all in. Karn is dead. I'm just gonna let it happen this time. I can also just chump it, but it doesn't seem very good. Yeah, we'll just let Karn die now. All right, so that wasn't too bad. So I'm happy that I got Shauna out of the way. Otherwise, she would have just gotten vaporized by a Karn, which we don't want. Happy to play out land since he's not playing black. Jousting lands, okay, with the Yavimai Sapper's pretty nice. Guess we can always save a Gideon's Reproach for that. Don't mind just taking it. Ooh, Land War, okay, so he's playing everything out, so that's good. So we can dub here, keep up Gideon's Reproach. Don't mind if I do. He might just move the dub onto another creature here. I could just take it, in fact. Like, there's really no need for me to, like, care. Like, I can still take 4, attack back for 5, then play out the Mammoth Spire, and that's a good blocker. Opponent splashing red and white. I mean, splashing white. Song is really good. This can hold off both of his creatures even with a Jousting Lance on it, and then we can maybe kick Grun next turn. Yeah, there's no way you can win this. Okay, wow, 6-1. Jeez, this deck is definitely overperforming. Look at our ranking. We just went up like 2 ranks. It's so insane. Now that everyone's hitting Mythic, it doesn't even matter if you win anymore. The system is just like, okay, you're Mythic. You're invited to the seasonal, standard championship qualifier, whatever it is. And it doesn't really matter because if the only thing you play is draft, then getting those invites don't matter. Okay, so final boss. Let's take an overview of this nice, powerful deck that we managed to draft pretty nicely. So what do we have here? We're running a 17 land deck, which has overperformed quite nicely. The reason why we're running 17 lands is we have a 6-drop like Run. We have a couple kicker cards, Wild Onslaught for 8 mana. Sergeant Arms on turn 6. Untamed Kavu is mostly a 5-drop in this deck. And I think that's about it. And somehow it still managed to do pretty well. I guess we have a couple of 4s that we don't mind trying to get mana for. And also Memorial to Glory, we're probably going to sack it in the late game to generate 2 1/1 tokens. So yeah, this deck panned out pretty nicely. I think our first pick was an Untamed Kavu, and then we got past like we could have had 3 Untamed Kavus, but we took a Karn pack 3, pick 1 out of it, I think. Or pack 2, pick 1, I forgot. There's only a huge problem in this deck, and the only problem is that there's a huge gap at 3, and there's just not too much removal. So we kind of have to just go above and beyond and just play lots of small creatures and just kind of hopefully swarm the opponent by playing out multiple threats and then just get in a huge attack using cards like Song of Freyalise, Charge, and Wild Onslaught to help finish the game. In terms of token generators, we have Karn, which can make a 1/1, but I haven't done that yet since it's better to obviously just draw cards. Spore Swarm, Call the Cavalry, Sergeant at Arms Kicked, Sapperling Migration, and I guess to lesser extent, the Memorial to Glory can also generate 1/1s. And what else am I supposed to say? So this is kind of like a mix between like a rampy, like a go wide tokens deck where you're playing lots of small creatures and going wide, and then you also have some nice late game cards like Untamed Kavu, Grun, and Mammoth Spire that you don't mind ramping into. So it's a pretty nice deck. In terms of removal, just a Gideon's Reproach, double Ancient Animus. So not a lot. So really this deck is just all about just pressuring the opponent, constantly attacking, making them, putting them in awkward situations where they block, and then you can just use a pump spell like Wild Onslaught or Charge to get efficient kills on their creatures. But yeah, this deck is doing really good. We did pass up 2 Sapperling Migrations. I think we obviously took a Song of Freyalise over one of the Sapperling Migrations, and then I forgot what else we took over it. I think we took a Wild Onslaught over it. Yeah, I mean Wild Onslaught is obviously just a better. No, we took a Grun. We took a Grun over it. So yeah, we took a Grun over a Sapperling Migration and a Song of Freyalise over a Sapperling Migration. Which I don't know. It was still early in the pack, so taking the Grun was fine. I think Grun's a good card. The only problem with Grun is that, again, it doesn't have Trample. It's a slow card. But hey, if you're in a deck where you're constantly deploying scary threats like Shana, Aven Sentry, Dubbed Creature, Untamed Kavus, eventually the opponent will use up all the removal spells, and then they have to deal with a Grun that's constantly beating down, and they have to put chump blockers in front of it. I mean, yeah, it's arguable which one is better, Sapperling Migration or Grun, but I mean, I just want to split the difference, like at least have some sort of good early game with the Sapperling Migration, and then have a good late game with Grun. So I don't know if that was the correct call, but overall, this deck definitely shines a lot, even with double Land War Elves and 18 lands. It's doing quite nice. I was also considering throwing in a Land War Scout, but I actually think that's worse than a land. I mean, it's a decent ground blocker. It can help you ramp, but we really don't want to hit our land. We really want to hit our land drops constantly just to kick our creatures. So, and then we also had Karn, like Karn multiple games. I think we had him for like 3 or 4 games or something, and he really helps at thinning out your deck. And it's pretty nice too, even if the opponent chooses lands to give to you, because you might need those lands to kick. So it's actually not wrong to just play Karn and have the opponent give you lands. It's actually quite beneficial for yourself as well. And in some games, you'd rather have the opponent just give you the lands instead of creatures because you could be stuck on lands. But yeah, regardless, yeah, pretty fun deck. I guess Wild Onslaught can go here because it's more like it's not a card you're looking to play exactly on turn 4. So yeah, 6-1. Off to the final boss. We could have been maybe green-blue in this draft, but it just made more sense to be green-white. Like, we didn't even know what our third color was until Pack 3, and that's how Dominaria draft goes sometimes. You don't really see too many great signals since all the cards are really powerful in every single color. For your secondary color, that mostly you're going to be sticking to one primary color, and it's not until like third pack you know what you are up against. But yeah, with Wild Onslaught and Song of Freyalise, I think white-green just made more sense, and we were also passing the Shana to pretty late onto Pack 3, so it was a huge sign. Like, we saw a couple Blink of an Eyes given to us, some Fire Interventions, but no, we didn't see any Shivan Fires. We saw Goblin Barrage, of course. We didn't see any like Halars or Garna, or you know, the red-green kicker, the red-green gold card, the I forgot her name, the one that attacks and helps you generate mana. We didn't see any of that. We didn't see any Tatiovas in blue. We saw like one Cloud Reader Sphinx the whole entire time, so I'm actually glad that we are in the color, and this draft went out pretty nicely. So it's one of those few drafts in Dominaria that I've actually experienced that actually made a lot of sense, because in Dominaria it can be really crazy sometimes. You can even go for lots of splash colors, even though there's not a lot of mana fixing in the set, and you can be stuck in your primary color for a long time without finding like any signal on what your secondary color is. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But anyways, we're currently 6-1. This deck is very good, so it's highly likely it's going to get to 7 wins. But if not, then so be it. I still made it to 6 wins. That's a lot of gems for me. I mean, the packs can actually reward you with 40 gems sometimes if you open up a mythic that you already owned. So let's move on to the final boss, and let's get the show on the road. Opening hand, well, there's a song, but we don't have white mana. I think it's still worth keeping. We're on a draw. I'm risking this. We're on a draw. I mean, with Song or Freyalise in our opening hand, it can be quite absurd. And there we go, our white mana. Happy to see white mana. We're not going to cast a Song right away, of course. We're just going to cast another new Dominaria, Tetsuko, so opponent's going to be aggressive as well. Well, the Land War Elf would have been great. I could still cast it now. I guess next turn we can cast it with Song of Freyalise, which I don't mind. Just to get the just to get the creatures going. So some sort of white historic aggro deck. Divination. Okay, so now we can play out the Song and Land War Elves, which does make me really happy. Let's do that. And this is going to be pretty insane if the opponent doesn't deal with this soon. We can even Spore Swarm end of turn. We don't necessarily need to play out the Call to Cavalry. And I think I obviously want to Spore Swarm. Or do I? Let's think here. I guess I can just play out Grun. But Spore Swarm just makes more dudes than the Call to Cavalry, correct? I guess the Spore Swarms can't really attack past the 1/3 if it decides to play on defense. Yeah, I don't really want to ramp on any big creatures. Grun is quite scary, though, if he survives. Huh. Yeah, we'll play Call. I think it's worth it here. And he doesn't have enough to syncopate here, so we can attack him for 4. It's pretty nice. Opt. And he can't really block this because they're going to gain Indestructible. And the 1/3 can only block the Land War Elf. I guess he can bounce the tokens, sure. Wow, still attacking? That is very aggressive. Okay, Song is good, Song is active, let's go. Yeah, I don't need to ramp, let's just attack. Let's get into this huge, crazy attack. I don't think the opponent realizes that this is indestructible, and this also tramples, so... Yeah, I think the opponent doesn't realize it. I could ramp out Grun. Yeah, I should play out Grun. Misplayed there. Now the opponent is forced to play on defense with a Tetsuko deck. I don't mind just swinging Vol, like, sure, he kills my Knight, he blocks my 2/2, but I can get him for 6, which is essentially lethal. I don't think the opponent can kill me here. He would need some sort of he would need to deep freeze the Mammoth Spider, but I still have a blocker up against any other potential future threats. Tetsuko Umezawa is a pretty decent 2-drop. I don't think she's super amazing. I think she's mostly good in white blue historic, since you have Pegasus Coursers with 1 toughness, Knights of New Benalia with 1 toughness. I guess she's pretty good in the Saplings deck too. There's a fight with fire, but he's forced to trade here. He's actually attacking. Wow, that is very ballsy of him. I have to give him credit. You definitely don't want to be attacking at this stage. Okay, we'll just attack back. Yeah, we'll just kick an Untamed Kavu. Make it easier for the opponent. He needs to deal 8 damage here. So he needs like double run amok, I think, to win the game. That's the only way I can see happening, him using double run amok. So those 2 cards need to be exactly double run amok. Okay, it's not double run amok. Still attacking for 3, wow. That's pretty ballsy, but he needs to chump with Tetsuko, so he won't have a blocker up. So I think we just attack here. And we can Spore Swarm and ambush the 3-1 if we want to. Yeah, we'll just pass. Let's say it was run amok. Are we dead? I might as well just put everyone in front of it. Okay, so run amok deals 3 damage. I guess I can just block like this, right? Yeah, it's not enough. A single run amok is not enough here. Yeah, it's not enough. Alright, nice 7-1 victory. Selesnya go wide. And we still didn't increase our ranking at all, so the game is rigged. I tell you, the game is rigged. Let's claim our prize. I should have took a snapshot. Whatever. It's still good. Yeah, I forgot to take a snapshot. That sucks. Okay, let's open some packs. Let's pretend we're drafting Dominaria. Pack 1, pick 1. What do we have to find pleasure of opening? I'll take a Mythic or Blessed Light. I think these are the only 2 cards I would ever consider. I mean, there's Bailoff Gorger, but he's okay. Definitely not better than Blessed Light. I'll take an Icy Manipulator, keeps my options open. Good card in any deck. Academy Journey Mage would be a close second. Danatha's really good. Goblin Barrage is a good card, but there's a lot of removal spells in this set already that you might not even need to prioritize Goblin Barrage. Danatha is just really powerful, like with auras, with equipments, with 1/1 counters. If you can put them onto Danatha, or if you can enhance her, she can just really just run away with a game. And it's a pretty difficult creature to attack and block. I do like Danatha, but she does die to Scorching Dragon. I mean, Shivan Fire. Yeah, I'll probably take Danatha over Goblin Barrage. And yeah, she's a really good card. Especially the lifelink and the vigilance and the first strike. I'll take a Wizard's Lightning over Blink of an Eye and Shivan Fire any day. Between Shivan Fire and Blink of an Eye, they're both close. I think blue's a better color. But, you know, Shivan Fire does kill things. So I don't know. Between these two, it's pretty difficult. But I'll take an easy Wizard's Lightning. I'll take a Fungal Infection, maybe Urza's Tome if I end up in a more controlling deck like blue-black. I mean, I guess it can be fine if I end up in like green in a green deck, anyways, because green decks do typically want to survive until the late game, so they can leverage looting effects like this. So yeah, maybe Urza's Tome. Bleeding Urza's too. Yeah, maybe just Urza's Tome, since Fungal Infection is just that common. It's not a very exciting card, but it's a good one. Easy Impulse, Clutches, pretty powerful card, and between Eviscerate, Shivan Fire, and Academy Journey Mage, I think I'll take Eviscerate. Academy Journey Mage is close though. It's a really good card. Same with Shivan Fire. I mean, Shivan Fire is just cheap, but Eviscerate just kills anything which you kind of just want in your deck. I mean, but I'll take an Impulse's Clutches. You kill, not only do you kill a creature, but you steal their best one. So Impulse's Clutches is one of those broken uncommons, mythic uncommons in the set, so to speak. So there you have it. Nice 7-in-1 draft video. Hopefully we can fire off some more Dominaria, explore more archetypes. But yeah, in the meantime, have a wonderful day, guys, and take care. Bye.